I just got back from a week-long trip to South Korea where I indulged in all of my stationery shopping habits. I mostly purchased things that are either unavailable in Australia or they are ridiculously expensive in Australia to justify all my purchases. The first thing I have is probably the least stationery item here. It is a calculator from a store called Wiggle Wiggle. This was about 14,000 Korean won, which is around $15 Australian or $10 US. From a smaller store called Moo Moo, I got these little notepads. One is just like a small memo pad about the size of a credit card with a soft grey grid lining on it, and a little bear-like creature on the top with the word memo in English. The other notepad is a sticky note size and looks like a PowerPoint display. I went a little bit overboard and I ended up with 36 new washi tapes. These are all from different stores, including Daiso, Moo Moo, and smaller independent shops as well. Some of them came in sets and some of them were individual, but they were still much cheaper than anywhere I could find them in Australia. Washi tapes in Australia are somewhere between $2 and $3 AUD per roll. These were much less and the packs were great value. I hear you say, Bianca, do you need 36 new washi tapes? And to that I say, no, I don't, but they do make me happy. I also got several sticker sheets while I was there as well. I got these mostly with the intention of using them for my specific Korean travel journal or travel notebook. A few of these were from Object Store, Artbox, and some smaller stores as well. My next purchase was also from Artbox. I got this fluorescent pink pencil and this tricolour eraser. Now we do have pencils and erasers in Australia, but not at everyday stores that are close by to where I live. I also came home with 3 Stabilo Boss highlighters in colours I just haven't seen in Australia before. We've got a watermelon pink, a mid-soft yellow and a mid-soft green. These were also from Artbox, where I also happened to collect 15 Uniball 1 pens in 0.38mm. So they're quite thin and they're really nice for smaller details. At a store called Wappen House, I customised my own pencil case. This has my name that the kids at work call me. It's got some stars and a cat with a backpack. It's got the main zip pocket at the top, an open side pocket, and another zip pocket at the side here as well. At Artbox, I got lots of pens and markers. And to be clear, once again, we do have these brands available in Australia, whether they're online or in person. However, they are so expensive. The Pigma Basic Manga set is 38 Australian dollars in Australia, or it was 9,000 Korean won in Korea, which is about 11 Australian dollars. The Pigma Micron PN 8 colour set was about 13,000 won, so roughly 15 Australian dollars. Now, I'm not sure if we can actually get the Monomi pens in Australia unless we get them shipped from an international website. So while I was in Korea, I did pick up a couple of them. We were going to go to the Monomi store and customize our own pens but ran out of time, so I bought regular ones instead. I have the regular 0.5 pack with pink, red, green, blue and black, and I also got the Monomi 3024 pack, which I believed were thicker brush markers, but you'll see at the end of the video when I swatch them that they are much thinner. Lastly, I got some zebra mild liners, which we can absolutely 100% get in Australia, but not for this price. I got 3 packs. 2 of the packs are 5 colours, one with pastels and the other with more neutral but still pastel tones. And I also got the bright set with 8 colours. Now these pens are highlighters, but that is not going to stop me from using them every single day for every single thing I do. For the sake of keeping the video short, I am speeding up some of this swatching content for you. When I swatch new paints or pens or markers or whatever it is that I'm swatching, I like to do thicker lines and thinner lines. You can see here I've done that with the highlighter, using it for actual highlight purposes, and then tried to draw some skinny lines next to it. And these pens wrote so smoothly, I'm actually considering using them just for writing now, instead of using them for detailed work as I intended. Now, what I noticed when I was swatching some of the microns and Pigma pens is that there were some dupes across them. And that is because I bought 3 packets of those pens. But that is so fine because I know they will get well loved and used. I also found when swatching the Micron PNs that I absolutely loved them. They were almost like a brush pen. So thus far, there are a couple duplicates between the first 2 Micron packs, which is fine because I know they'll get used. The Micron PNs are very similar to a very thin brush pen. You can see in some of the lettering that the downstrokes did get thicker, particularly when I was trying harder in this first one. But ultimately they were a really smooth, nice pen to work with anyway. Unfortunately, when it came to the Monomi pens, I didn't really enjoy them that much. They kind of felt like maybe they had all been used and the ink was already running out. They were quite dry to write with, unless I'm using them wrong, in which case somebody please correct me and tell me how to use them. The 24 pack of the Monomi Plus Pen 3000s were hit and miss. Some colours were so smooth to write with and they were so opaque, and some felt really dry and awkward to use. So these are similar to a brush pen, not as thick as I thought they would be. Much thinner. And some of them felt like they didn't have a lot of ink flowing through, like they were a bit dried up. Lastly, I swatched the Zebra mild liners, and these were so nice to use. I can see myself using these for every single thing. And just a note from future me at the end of this video, while I was trying to find the names of colours on the back of the mild liners, I discovered they were double-sided. And I'm just an idiot who lives under a rock who had no clue. And this is just further evidence that I will use these every single day.